you hit that second part, you will actually be putting the healing debuff on there, so you're not going to get as much healing out of the oranges. And you have to remember that Kled's dismount is a turret aggro drop, so that can be extremely powerful when you are looking for dives, a la how Elise does it and these sorts of champions. You have to think that Clutch knows they're going to be going after Gangplank, though, and trying to be up there to protect.
And that is very scary heading into the first game of a best-of-5. If you mess up an early tower dive, that can be very detrimental to the mentality of the team heading in.
Next few hours of game is going to be important right here. A best-of-5 to determine who places the top 4. Clutch, if they want a postseason, must win this or their year is over. TSM have a history of being the best team in North America, and foibles in the regular season have not stopped them before. It's time to hit the Summoner's Rift. Here we go, game 1 of the quarterfinals.
Summer has been quite the journey for both of these teams. As you can see on stage for Clutch, now wearing new colors as well with the black and yellow. And for TSM, a lot more struggles than they thought.
Yeah, I mean, TSM coming off of, a near MSI performance, they were one game away from taking down TL, got reverse swept, but it seemed like things were going to be even better coming into summer, ramping up, building upon what they had, learned and kind of improved upon in spring, but it has not yet been the case. But we do have to remember that TSM has had seasons like this before where they are not performing at their best during the regular season, and they seem to peak at the right time during playoffs and sometimes make finals anyway.
Well, in their hopes of making the postseason happen, they've updated the coaching staff, and we've got Avali standing by with Peter from TSM.
Thanks, guys. I am here with Coach Peter. Wanted to pick your brain. We saw Spica being announced as your starter for playoffs, and also the addition of Treats and Tactical as your subs. Want to find out what was the decision-making behind that, especially when we're entering quarterfinals of playoffs, when it seems like a huge risk.
It's a hard decision. I think all the 3 junglers we have has been great, but just based on the scrim result and the stage performance, we think Spica might have a better synergy with us. That's why we choose him.
And was that decided after week 9?
Yes.
And I want to ask you, what do you think about Clutch Gaming as an opponent? Because this is a team that, with Huni and with Cody Sun and Demonte, you feel like they can really pull anything out against you.
I mean, I have been with Demonte and Huni. They are definitely great players, but I don't think they're on the level with Birkson and Broken Blade yet.
I appreciate the confidence. Best of luck to you and the team. Back to you guys.
And for people who don't know, Peter Zhang has actually been in the LCS and in the Academy Leagues for a very long time. Spica on stage, we interviewed him after his first week of games, gave so much credit over to Peter specifically for teaching him a lot and getting him ready for these LCS stage games. And they're paying that confidence back.
So something we have to really touch on is this is a lane swap. Huni and Demonte have actually swapped lanes to avoid that Gangplank into Kled matchup. And one of the things you can do is actually utilize the Karma in the early game to try to deal with this Kled. Then once GP is a little bit stronger, once you have enough wave clear, you have some items and levels, you can match up against Kled just fine. It is much more of that early game counter, and you can see Broken Blade even going press the attack, which is more for the lane in the early game burst to try to potentially get those solo kills.
Yeah, super valuable as well because Karma with the AP threat makes you think twice about your itemization for lane as well. So Demonte and Huni working well together as they've played together on multiple teams now is actually very important. And to be flexible as solo laners, as we've seen in multiple international competitions, is mandatory. Here we go, though, with the invade on bottom side due to the pushing of the TSM duo.
Yeah, it's also worth noting that this is not a Klepto Karma, as we normally see top. This is actually Airy, which is more about team fights, as well as the poke in lane. And getting Kled dismounted really is your goal. Once Kled is dismounted, if he's not able to actually get in range to get a quick remount, it becomes extremely dangerous to stay in lane.
Well, we got to fight up the top side right now as Demonte is trading blows with Broken Blade still mounted. There's plenty of damage up. A few models by Do It Empowered W. Gets some health back up though, and Demonte forced to dismount. Out he goes as Scarl runs away.
And that is just really good timing, honestly, from Broken Blade. Right before the dismount, he had his W up, and you go in for that aggressive trade. Even if Demonte dismounts you there, he's going to have to spend the rest of his damage to do it, and you should be able to get the remount. So that is how you want to play out these types of matchups. You have to get in your opponent's face.
On the other side, I also like how Demonte does not panic. A lot of people, when you see Kled, especially activating the Vicious Strikes, you get a little bit scared with the burst damage that can come out, but Karma can rely on the heal off of the tether as well as the shield coming back up with the cooldown. So Damonte does not panic, does not waste a summoner spell due to that all-in. And now, though, it might open it up to some jungler interactions here, as both junglers post-level 4 do have their flashes available. We also have a Predator early purchase here from Lyra on the Skarner, you can see. Adds a lot more threat early game.
Yeah, you can see Damonte took like a small moment where he's like, should I flash over the wall? But, you know, all the damage was done. He calmly backs away, does get out of there. And, you know, is going to be itemizing pretty heavily for lane. Double Doran's very strong as laning items, you know, giving you that early game power. And I'll be interested to see where Broken Blade does elect to go. If it is just going to be towards Tiamat, I think that is probably the build we will see. You know, against some of these ranged matchups. Often, one of the best ways to actually avoid the poke is just to be able to quickly clear out the wave with Tiamat and your Qs, and then be able to look for potential roams or grouping up with Spica.
As you see, minions getting cleared away in the bot lane. We can take a look at how all the different lanes are going. Bot lane so far has been TSM favored. They took the early pick on Xayah Rakan. We know it's a very strong duo, and they're indeed up quite a bit of farm as a result, about 6 right here. But in the other lanes, it's been very much clutch gaming. You saw TSM first pick the Akali. First game for Bjergsen or Broken Blade, it would have been this game, and immediately after the Gangplank to be a counter pick. Then you see the Kled, and Karma comes in to be a counter pick, and they match the lanes the way they wanted. So Clutch winning in both solos, up as a team several hundred gold.
Yeah, Huni has used the first teleport as well to get back to lane on Gangplank. He's trying to keep up his pressure here. Now to level 6, he is the target of the first possible gank.
Well, damage towards Huni. His forced to flash away. If that knockup was there, could have been enough follow-through steps. Now Summoner Spell down. Huni has to be defensive now in this lane.
Yeah, very respectful, honestly, flashing that. You know, did have his ult. Lyra was behind him, but, you know, didn't want to risk getting actually stunned up by the Sejuani.
Yeah, you have to be so careful. Can't eat your oranges and get out of the knockup. And then Sejuani will have 2 stuns ready with the passive locked up. Looks like we're not going to have a fight quite yet over the river. And let's speak of base checks.
Oh, he's going to get rooted up into place. Huni's near around, but again, no flash to the Gangplank. Gold comes down, decent damage. Out they go. TSM running away. TP's coming across though for the squad. First blood again for Clutch Gaming. And they've got now Broken Blade right in the middle of this all. Looking for damage out of Huni. 2 more autos will do him in. Bjergsen claims a trade kill. 1 for 1 in the mid lane.
Yeah, nicely done trading back there, but it is first blood going to Clutch onto Spica. The quick teleports, though, from TSM really paying off. Sven even, you know, TPing. We did see Broken Blade very fast on the TP to join in, and TSM on that collapse allows them to fight back.
Yeah, you can see it's the first game of a best of 5, first game of all of playoffs in summer here in the LCS. Everybody is just waiting for the first play to break out. And speaking, you can see why he goes up to this brush. They have the ward up on the top side. By the movement on Huni, they were a little bit suspicious. So that's why everybody's ready. They all teleport in. Spica tries to flash away. Bjergsen goes back in for the execute. Barely couldn't kill Huni there, but they end up getting him later.
Yeah, and now another fight down on this bottom side. Smoothie here pretty low. Lyra has been spotted, but Spica is in the area. This is not a fight they're going to want. You can see, you know, Lyra already is 6, but Sejuani does have 6 as well. Clutch have the HP advantage, though, so they should be safe to just push this out. I think Spica mostly just staying around in case of any potential aggression, but now freezing this wave, they're actually trying to bait Clutch to go in.
Land the Q, bit of a knock-up there, but low health on the Vulcan. He's got to be careful. Not quite rooted, but the health bar is still very low. The flash follow, and Sven finds himself the kill in the 2-on-2.
Bait successful as they'll TSM with all the minions taunting with the low health bars, and Spica waiting around for the play. That's some coordination with the new jungler that TSM want to see on stage.
Yeah, that was a really smart move. You know, just that small freeze, lets them know the Clutch can't actually reset there. They'll mess up their wave completely. They'd be losing a lot of farm. But you don't have to fully commit to this. Vulcan, you know, instead of just trying to push it out, does hard commit to it with the hook.
Yeah, he takes that bait, hook, line, and sinker all right in onto Sven. Then Smoothie's there. They have the shield to knock up. They know that they've been had here. Vulcan immediately flashes out, but it's too late. Cody-san can't deal any more damage. As you can see on the pop-up here, though, they're going to try and get the dragon on the reset. This is all because if you see on your mini-map here, it was a reset for the TSM bottom lane. They're heading back from base, can't do anything about it, and that will be a Mountain Drake to start it out on the side of Clutch.
What's funny to me watching this game so far is everything is going according to the stats heading into the matchup. You look at first blood rates, Clutch Gaming is higher. Dragon rates, Herald rates, first turret rates, they're all way better in the early game than they are right now. But TSM has had the better record this split because their late game has been better. Because they've been able to have the mid to late shot calling to turn things back around. So Clutch having the early game lead is somewhat expected based on how the regular season already went.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I do think, though, with the fact that you have this late game potential on Clutch, with the GP and the Sivir, makes you feel pretty good about it.
All right, we're seeing a possible collapse here around mid. As you just saw before the toggle there for Fog of War, TSM making a couple moves to invade on this top half of the map. Looks like Karma might be the next target as Speak and Lyra both head that way.
And Lyra was warded out, but he did actually see because he swept the ward, so he should know they see him.
The flash early on, still going to do some damage to Damonte. Does get away from the ulti though. One final stun won't do him in, but here comes the re-engage. So
Cody's
Predator
done.
is on the flash in. The ult Spica has no flash away. This should be a kill on Sejuani. They should have the damage. They do indeed get the second kill of the game. 600 gold lead to Clutch.
Yeah, but is this even worth it? You're potentially going to lose your bottom tower now. There's no defense there. Cody's on TPing to the top side. They had already dissuaded that. You may lose more than a kill's worth of gold here. First turret plate already going down. They are going to try to turn this into a dive.
Charm, knock-up, stopwatch going to buy some time. The E afterwards not going to land for much. Vulcan has to be careful. Finally gets killed off for Aftershock, and it's going to force Ven away, so it survives with the turret, but that is a plate being killed.
Yeah, burning the stopwatch is definitely going to be big, but good job there by Vulcan to get out for Clutch. On the other side, during that tower dive, they do pick up the Rift Herald. That's second turret plate for TSM, though, as they continue to mine gold.
Yeah, so the Rift Herald, they're just going to try now to commit to a turret trade. They are not even going back to bot lane. You can see Vulcan's running mid. They're giving up this bottom tower. They will drop Rift top, so it very likely will be a trade of turrets here. TSM has run out of minions, though, so Clutch potentially could even get first tower.
Oh, Huni taking a lot of damage, though, and a minion superhero there blocks the shot, and Clutch Gaming, first place team in the LCS for getting first turret, once again does it here, but it's basically an equal trade as TSM answers bottom.
Yeah, honestly, a really intelligent way to actually navigate that, though, because once they've committed Cody-san to the top side, they needed to get more, so grabbing the Rift Herald as a way to grab that first turret instead of sending him back bot to wave clear made a lot of sense. But here this is one more time, Broken Blade ulting in, and you'll see he actually flashes forward for the Q to make sure even if his opponent flashes away, the tether would connect, but Spica just a complete whiff on the ultimate there.
Yeah, I think for Sejuani, you always think that the opponent is going to flash, so maybe hold his ultimate till after he sees the flash. Basically, Spica throws his ultimate out at the exact same time. Damonte is planning a flash under his turret anyway, so they're unable to finish it up there. And then the counter from Lyra, because he's got Predator on Skarner and teleport in from Cody-san. But here's round two.
Meeting of the two mid laners first time in this game as Damonte is quite low. Hit again, one more shot, barely the oldest tank, but a flash chase for Bjergsen gets the third kill for TSM and walks away cleanly.
Yeah, great pickup there from Bjergsen. Now 2-0 has the Gunblade completed. You know how dangerous Akali can be with a lead, and Damonte is certainly very squishy. You can see they've actually moved GP now up to the top side as expected. I had mentioned, when you do get some items and levels, you hit the Triforce, it starts to get harder and harder for Kled because you become somewhat vulnerable to the poke coming out of GP, and if you get too low, you don't actually have the ability to all in.
And one of the biggest things about League of Legends is your power spikes on item completion. So we got to point out some big ones. You mentioned Huni's Trinity Force. We'll take a look at the replay first, as this was where Bjergsen uses his Gunblade, fully completed at this point, by the way. It's so much for Akali. He started out with the extra slow, Spica gets in there. Even though the ultimate is tanked, Bjergsen flashes over Lyra to go finish the kill. But I also wanted to point out here for Smoothie on Rakan, a game-changing item has been purchased. He's got the Quicksilver Sash. That is a huge answer to Skarner. A big thing of Skarner trying to cancel out possible plays from Rakan or punish the Rakan after he goes for the initiation. Now it should free up Smoothie for possible answers.
All right, well, it's going to be an important one then if you can make these plays happen, as TSM has Bjergsen in a brush. He's going to be found out by the Q. They're going to put the tether on him as well. Does manage to jump away just in time, and back into the Shroud he goes. Going to stay alive there, but now
Broken Blade's unspotted still. He's still behind them.
Now he's seen on that one zombie ward, and something's going to mean Clutch needs to move around somewhere a little bit different.
Oh, how's he going to get out? He's split. He's going to recall? I don't think he's got enough time. they're on the hunt. They can't find it. Who will solve the mystery?
Lyra gets the slow, he'll get the stun as well. Broken Blade without flash, might not have the way out. The tether will not land though, and he's still gonna stay safe on this side of the map. As TSM can push in some waves, Lyra gonna pull his teammate in. There's finally the chance at Broken Blade to go down. Finally the tether comes back across, and one or two more autos. He might just remount, they gotta be a little bit careful. He's gonna hit the minions, gotta dodge the Q. Broken Blade, he's gonna find some more auto attacks. That's the tether, he's not dead yet. Now he's dead. Damonte gets the kill.
Oh, they finally do take him down, but Bjergsen, meanwhile, is splitting on the top side here, getting some work done as, cue the Benny Hill music, they couldn't do anything on Broken Blade there, but they will grab a dragon, and this is the second Mountain Dragon here, really does open up the possibility of Baron rushes. You know, a lot of additional damage there.
All right, second Drake goes over to Clutch. Huni doing the same thing that Bjergsen's doing the other side of the map, but Gangplank tends to do a bit more damage. Triforce done, has that true damage passive, and there is the turret going down. So you can see the game stay 1,800 gold, putting Clutch Gaming ahead with those two Mountain Drakes that can definitely pay dividends later on in the game as well.
All right, map really starting to open up too. With the outer turrets starting to fall in fairly quick succession, we might see more instances like the earlier pickoff in the side lane. Akali does transition super well at this stage of the game. Bjergsen, level 11 with 2 kills to his name on that champion, is a very big threat that Clutch have to worry about when they're making these lane assignments right now. Clutch are much stronger as a 5-on-5 team when they are grouped up for extra safety. But Bjergsen definitely has solo playmaking potential.
Yeah, I do think Clutch can answer for now with the Gangplank, and their 4-1 is also quite strong, because as long as GP is clearing with barrels, you can just assist the team fights with those ultimates, and that is a pretty strong answer. Also interesting to see that it is Titanic Hydra fully completed now for Broken Blade, so it's more common to just see Tiamat into a Black Cleaver. This will give you more wave clear as well as more potential burst on your 4th auto. A lot of people will actually use that for the auto resets and remounting a little bit more quickly on Kled, but the lack of CDR sometimes really kind of is detrimental to your playmaking.
140-second cooldown on rank 2 of the ultimate, unmodified by CDR at all in this build. For reference, Huni's is shorter at about 128 with the items he got so far, and an Essence Reaver likely to follow afterwards for max cooldown reduction, and barrel ults and everything else all the time.
Going for it.
Vulcan going in the front line, tanky for now, finds a knock, a lot of damage, and out goes Smoothie. Now they're re-engaged. Broken Blade has joined the fray as well. Speaking though, forced to flash backwards. Vulcan just barely alive, pulls back Broken Blade, but dismounts. A soft counter there as he just gets right back out of it.
Yeah, able to escape as multiple TSM members getting away with very low health. Vulcan flashing away, almost having gone down. Another even fight here between these two teams. Just so closely matched in this early game, but a lot of the gold lead really is down to Huni. He has been farming very well. Lyra also with a big gold advantage here, has been power farming in this jungle, and 30 CS up over Spica.
Yeah, 1,300 gold in the jungle matchup specifically, and that is, if you want to kind of concise the game down, about half the gold lead in this match.
And gold is one thing. Levels are about 500 gold of value of stats, not even considering the extra level that you get in skill too.
Yeah.
And Lyra currently extra level fully over Spica. They're going to run right down, take down the mid turret. That is the last of the outer turrets for TSM that are left standing. Bjergsen, though, on the Akali in the side lane once again, does answer.
Yeah, it feels like TSM, wants to try to play these side lanes very heavily. Broken Blade down in the bottom lane as well. Clearly, they were not looking to answer this 5v5. They did want to just try to pull them apart, and that is going to mean a lot of the game is going to be about playmaking from the TSM solos. Can Broken Blade or Bjergsen pair up with the jungler and find a kill to really delay Clutch and slow down these kind of death ball pushes?
Yeah, I think that's the area that you're looking for big plays on the big stage from. These all-star players looking for 1v1 potential. Bjergsen on Akali has a huge advantage in those situations with the burst damage in the kit, plus a QSS of his own to try and keep him safe in a lot of these split push scenarios. If he gets picked off, by a Skarner or a Nautilus coming through, Akali already has a lot of mobility, but now he also can get out of some CC.
Yeah, it is definitely going to be very nice against that Skarner. You know, the only thing it hurts is you're kind of paying that Skarner tax, but potentially you're matching up against GP, where it doesn't really do anything for you, right? And GP now is on Essence Reaver as well as Triforce. That is full CDR. He's never going to run out of mana, and this is a very high AD style of build. I wouldn't be surprised if he goes IE as well later on, and you can just do tremendous amounts of damage.
Yeah, that 1v1 would be all about who can burst the other one. Right now, though, you can see Bjergsen trailing Broken Blade. They're looking for one of these trailing split push plays, a little bit of a bait. And Huni's so low right now with the healing debuff on him that everybody is heading over towards that area of the map. Both teams smelling blood in the water.
And Bjergsen spotted out as Lyra walks by into the jungle as well, so they know how much danger Huni was in a minute ago as he walks back, spams his oranges, tries to heal back up, and he's going to stay safe over their wave clearing. Sitting now as his Ocean Drake spawns in 15 seconds. Cody Sun first to clear the wave, or nearly so, has to respect Sven's feathers. Walks back, stays safe, and here's everything else. Nice. Ult comes in for Sven. No stun yet for the Sejuani. And now to the re-engage, but they have knocked out Smoothie. 1 for 0. There's the pull for round 2 again. Dismounting Broken Blade. That's 2
that could
kills.
be Baron
and
on
they
spawn.
both go to Cody Sun.
This is double Mountain Dragon. The Baron's about to spawn in 10 seconds. Huni wasn't even there, and TSM got destroyed in that straight-up fight. They are heading to the Baron. They are looking to put their stamp on this game early on.
Yeah, Smoothie got annihilated 100% to 0. TSM thought they had the advantage with the brush there, but it's a complete turnaround off that Gangplank ultimate. Now 3v5.
And Spica has Smite. Here comes the first engage. Bjergsen buys some space, and Spica not spotted on the way up. I believe he's not on a work, but there's the blue trinket. So now can they zone him out? The flash for Damonte, pushing him away. They're going to try to burn him down first. Spica will fall. Cody Sun gets a third, and the Smite goes through to Lyra. 3 kills and a Baron to Clutch.
Clutch, make no doubt about that one. They really wanted no 50-50s. TSM has had so many games this split where they've come back off the Baron steals, but here is the engage one more time. They look for the flash engage on Sven, but TSM wanted this. 3 men sitting in the brush.
Yeah, their plan was to bait it here, so Sven was waiting that the whole time. But the counter engage goes completely wrong for TSM. You see all of that damage with the Sivir Q as well as Gangplank ultimate. They just 100% to 0 the Rakan. Smoothie wasn't able to lock up anybody, and they get annihilated on the turnaround.
Yeah, the physical damage is so high, and when you are spending 1,300 gold as a support on a QSS, that is not helping you whatsoever against GP ult, against that Boomerang Blade there. He is so squishy. Despite having the QSS, he just gets exploded. And now Clutch over 5,000 gold ahead here with incredible late game scaling. The IE is done for Cody Sun, and IE is being built up here for the Gangplank. He's 2,000 gold ahead of Bjergsen.
And I like how Damonte is building AP threat on Karma. He's not going to support Karma. Here we go, though, for the invade!
Once again, the re-engage. Damonte just taken down instantly. Is this the fight that TSM wanted? They've got another charm. They've got 2 kills. TSM against the Baron buff. Strike back.
And it's Broken Blade on the Kled, flashing over the wall to kill that AP threat. Damonte gets taken out right at the beginning, and TSM buy themselves some time.
Yeah, that is exactly what they needed to do. They couldn't allow Clutch to get set up with vision to get the 5v5 they want. They look for the playmaking, they look for the engage, and they found it.
That was such a critical play for TSM. This is a Baroned up Clutch Gaming that are going to take multiple objectives if you don't make a surprise play. But TSM on the same page, over the wall. It is Broken Blade who flashes over, and Bjergsen following on the Akali to finish up with the damage. They catch Clutch by surprise and put a stop to that Baron power play. This could have been such a bigger win for Clutch. However, TSM are able to cut it off and stem the bleeding.
Yeah, and the timing of that was actually so nice because Damonte had just used his shield on Lyra, expecting if there was an engage, it would be on Lyra who was moving forward. So had no ability to actually protect himself with all of that AP. And is going towards the Ardent Sensor as his next item. So we'll be, going back towards that and potentially seeing a Night Vow or something like that coming out of Lyra, could really allow Cody Sun to shine in these later stages.
And even though they were able to get some of the Baron buffs off of the team, it's still on some of the critical members here. Huni, one of the split pushers, that Gangplank you talked about is being so fed. Brings a lot of damage down to the bomb side. They get 1 turret, they continue pushing, TSM rotating over, but Clutch are already at the doorstep.
35 seconds of Baron buff on import members still here as the wave clear is attempted by TSM, but you just don't do as much damage to Baron minions right now as once again they walk forward. Barrel's going to land on 2 big members. Ult comes across as well. TSM forced out, and Lyra, what does he find his way in? Kiting around, looking for the ulti, not gonna go for it just yet, no good targets, but it does mean the inhibitor falls.
Yeah, that was beautiful. Huni basically solo won them that Baron, lands 2 barrels in a row, then just drops the ulti on Bjergsen and says, get out.
Look at Bjergsen on the mini-map. He is behind the team. TSM playing with fire, though, trying to keep them in range. They don't have no vision.
Cody's out of mana, and Clutch Gaming, they were split up. Now they've concealed back down. As Bjergsen spotted, they put the trinkets down. They will not find the engage. Looks like they're far enough away. Clutch Gaming able to disengage with their benefits and recall at the gold.
Yeah, Clutch just need to stay grouped up as 5, and they can make their escape through the jungle here. They do get the inhibitor. That critical objective has been taken down. Super minions now flooding through the bottom half of the map, and Clutch getting that reset off afterwards allows them to continue to purchase. Now they have the Ardent Sensor as well on Damonte. This damage is through the roof.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty insane. I mean, Cody Sun has his Zeal now, getting very close to his completed 3rd item. That is really where people like to point to Sivir turning on, and with multiple support items being built up to actually cover him, he's set up so well to succeed in this late game, and I mean, he's deathless again. He's had 5 straight deathless games. This could potentially be the 6th.
Smoothie can never be the target there with that Quicksilver Sash. He's happy to be right in front of Lyra and tempt him to do anything, and of course he won't. Goodbye, Smoothie, to never be the target just there. As once again, mid lane is being cleared out. Baron spawns a minute and a half. Drake in less than 1. Clutch shove in mid, answered back by TSM, and we reset for the next round of neutral objectives.
And you can see Sven knows this next fight could decide the game. He has actually picked up his potion here, you know, trying to have maximum amount of strength for this next potential team fight. Because with Inhibitor open, you lose one more, Clutch will close this one out.
Yeah, Clutch have been doing so well with their team play. Right now you can see they spread out into the 1-4. Because there are already super minions down on the bottom side, they had Huni go up to the top side of the map. He's pressuring this lane, while the rest of the team then rotates over from mid to meet him there at the last secondary turret that is standing. And with this sort of a collapse, Clutch are able to gain the extra timing here on TSM. TSM only able to rotate defensively through these lanes.
Once again, mid lane shoved down. Clutch have a lot of space to work with. You can see bot lane flooding into the base as well, as Broken Blade's the one holding that one up. 30 seconds on Baron. This Drake should be pretty much free, but Huni TPing back to the top side first to keep all the lanes pushed in. They're not actually worried about the Ocean Drake yet. It's more the vision control that Clutch are playing for.
Yeah, and I think because that teleport from Huni, that might signal that Clutch are setting up for a Baron bait here. With Baron about to arrive on the map, they know they have all the tools. Skarner and the Nautilus are all that they need for this engage.
Here's the attempt. Going for it right now. They're going to find a big backline stun, knock up on several. They have pulled in Broken Blade. Does he have the way out? He does not. After the Impale wears off, they still put in the damage. No top laner for TSM.
Yeah, straight to Baron. Sven was on that bottom side. Huni had TP'd back after the IE purchase, so he is so much stronger, it feels like, than everyone else in this game. And they are rushing this down. Clutch, though, need to respect the fact that Spica can steal this.
Spica can do it. He can get over the wall! And he does it again! 2 steals across 3 games in his LCS career. He'll be killed, but the Golden Smite comes through.
Oh my god, that is insane! That's why they put him on the lineup right there. Gets the Baron steal. That Baron going to Clutch is game over, basically. Yeah. That is a game-stalling play right there. Because the extra kill, though, Clutch can still push, but this means that the game is not over. TSM still fighting.
Yeah, people just keep 50-50 against TSM and the Baron. It does not work out for you. Clutch were so diligent with their first Baron, turning and stopping Spica. It was a 5v4. They could have easily turned and prevented him from coming in. Instead, they go for the 50-50, and Spica makes them pay.
That's
beautiful.
Actually insane.
Beautiful.
All right,
stuff.
First game of playoffs. Look at this. All the pressure, the blood just pumping through his veins. Flashes in. It was 100 early there.
Yep.
Smoothie thought about going in, and he's like, wait a second. Goal has been accomplished. They got the Baron. Turned right around.
It will be remembered.
And 0-4-3, maybe not quite the accurate scoreline for what he just did here in this game, but TSM trying to work their way back up into this one now. The gold difference still 5,000. And you can see the 1,500 gold you get for Baron has already been mostly pushed down by the fact that the kill and all the wave clears come through. And we'll maybe wait this one out. The Ocean Drake, of course, claimed pretty easily. And now looking at the next play to be had is there's still 2 minutes of Baron buff on 3 of TSM.
You know, this really is buying critical time for TSM, though. Sven now on 3 items. He has a massive amount of farm. You know, that has gotten him time to get to this IES and Reaver rapid fire setup. You know, Bjergsen is getting closer to
Predator,
another potential item, but they are looking to try to close in here and push TSM back into their base. I think they want to try to retake that bottom inhibitor first, but we'll see where they do try to head.
I want to point out that Sven did itemize more aggressively. I think that was correct in a losing game to finish your 3rd crit item before QSS, but he has that now. It's been completed. He hasn't been picked off. He's not been the target. Able to ult on reflex every single time.
Yeah, and Cody-san now has the Knight's Vow from Lyra, you know, the Ardent Sensor from his Karma, and he is on 3 items. He is deathless, and he is going to be a monstrously strong carry. So in any team fight, TSM must get to Cody-san at some point.
Shields on Vulcan, gonna frontline here. Here comes the re-engage. Sun's gonna find the backline as well, but no one's dead just yet. Very durable on the front. Sweetie look quite low, and Cody-san finds the crit. A rampage for the AD carry. And now Lyra still on the front line. Finds an Akali though. Zonya's hourglass pop. Bjergsen buys some space. They can't kill off Lyra though. The slow's coming though. The bounces, the boomerangs. That's now 3 kills. That's the death now. Clutch Gaming have it. They will assuredly get this 4th kill. They will knock down the base. Clutch Gaming will win game 1 of the quarterfinals.
Clutch Gaming with the team play once again. Protect that cannon, minion! They'll still be able to get it though. The death timers are too long for TSM, and Clutch will take game 1.
Beautiful job by them. It's a 9,000 gold lead to close it out. Team fights made it happen. Baron Steel be damned. Well done, Clutch.
Spica with the highlight Baron Steel to delay it, but this one, let's be honest, was Clutch all the way, playing really, really well, avoiding this Kled into GP matchup very intelligently, flexing their solos around, executing well in team fights.